welcome to the Actors Penthouse. I'm Brett.
And I'm Noah.
And today we have the amazing Kevin McCorkle.
Hi.
So thank you,
Easy.
Kevin.
Easy. Wow.
Yeah,
You're just saying that because it's my birthday today.
And it's his birthday. Yeah, thank you for joining.
I got you a little something.
Oh,
Happy
you
birthday.
guys shouldn't have.
Happy birthday
Nice.
to you.
Oh, this is great. What could it be?
Oh,
cake pop.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm going to take this home and share it with my kids.
Oh,
because
great.
I love
You
it.
can split it.
You know,
You can
Jake
split it
and
up for
Georgia.
the whole
We'll split it
family.
into 3.
I'll
I'll put a little tiny candle in it. Blow it out.
Excellent. Cool. Well, Kevin, thank you for coming.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. You and I, we've known each other for years now. We worked on a feature
Long
film
time,
called Beyond the Mat.
Beyond the Mat.
And-
That's got to get out one of these days.
One day.
It's
a
an
forgotten
amazing
treasure.
film, and it's not dated. I just hope that they get it out there.
Right, and then you worked with us on our feature film Scramble.
Yeah.
Another one, we
So-
got to get it out already.
But that's a little fresher.
Yeah.
Beyond the Mat has been kind of been around, so-
lingering.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, you've had quite a career here in Los Angeles. Not only do you have a
man,
career,
I'm so blessed.
but you have a family, and you do many other things. You have your own classes. You teach at USC.
Right. And I'm also teaching at a great place called Adler Improv now. My good buddy Rob Adler started it in Hollywood.
Nice.
And it's amazing. I teach a camera technique class that sort of starts with the commercial technique because that's where I made my bread and butter early on, and then it rolls out into film and TV. But more importantly, it's about career development.
Right.
Because I think too many actors. They sit around and wait for that phone to ring.
Well, hang on. Before we get into other actors and advice, let's talk a little bit about you.
Sure.
So just give us the quick, how'd you get to LA? When did you start your professional career, and where's it going?
Wow. Crazy. Well, I've been a storyteller all my life. I just have kind of the gift of gab. My friends used to make fun of me when we were out walking around the neighborhood. I'd stop to talk to the little old lady and the dog. And have a long conversation with her and get to know her. And my kids are like, quit talking to the old lady, let's go fishing or whatever it is, right?
Right.
So, I got a little derailed during my college years because I was trying to get into veterinary school. But I piddled around in theater in college because, that's where you got to meet all the cute girls. And when I got out of school, I could have gone back and finished my, veterinary pursuits. But I just realized it wasn't the career for me. I wanted something that was a little more adventurous, allowed me to meet a lot of new people, that created. I'm not a linear guy. Yeah. I like that non-linear approach, and acting was it. So in 1982, wow, so many years ago.
Wow.
I worked in my first film, Six Pack with Kenny Rogers. And I got upgraded in the film.
Nice.
Went down, paid my SAG dues that day.
Yeah.
$360 at the time.
Oh my goodness.
Right? And then I had a bit of a great commercial career in New York. But I'll backtrack a little bit. I was studying in Atlanta, and I remember we had these goals that we wanted to set for ourselves. And I had some pretty lofty goals. I wanted a national spot within a year.
Right.
I wanted to work in a big film in some capacity within a year. And these people in Atlanta were just like, that's way too lofty for this market. And I started thinking, it would be kind of a hobby if I stayed in Atlanta. Now I could probably have a full-fledged career because there's so much going on there.
Right.
But I opted to move to New York. I moved there in 1985 and lived there for a year and a half, 2 years. Got to work on the soaps a lot. I was Marissa Tomei's boyfriend on As the World Turns back when she was doing it for a little stint.
Nice.
And I came to LA with my big 3/4-inch tapes. Remember those guys?
Yeah.
And I had a couple of spots on the air, so I immediately got a great commercial agent.
Nice.
And so I started working commercially here, and I came out here for pilot season, and I knew that this was where I needed to live. So I had everything shipped out. And things went really, really well, especially commercially for those first years. And I had a steady growth, right? And then I hooked up with my manager, Peter Klug, who was a friend of mine over at Impact Artists. And that's his company. And he said, yeah, you got to be doing more film and TV. Let's get that film and TV career going. And so we worked out a good deal. And you know, he got me with Amsel, Eisenstadt, Fraser, and Hinosa now. And things started taking off. So now it's kind of a balance. You know, it's like 70-30 commercials, 60-40, 50-50.
Right.
You know, it's sort of a blend of TV and film work and commercial work. So I feel good. And I've done a lot of stage out here too. 99-seat stuff, but I love intimate theater.
Awesome.
So I've been blessed, you know, because a lot of people, they find one niche market that they work in, commercials, or one, you know, they get a series. And I feel pretty blessed to have been able to work in all the different medias. You know?
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, Kevin, you've had a fair opportunity to get out and meet a whole bunch of people and work on a bunch of different sets. And one thing we like to do on this show is to introduce you to new people. Anybody that you would like to send this show out to
and reach out to?
Yeah,
who would you like to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
You know, I was thinking about that on the way over here, you know, and seeing billboards of Code Black and Quantico. And all these great series that are coming out now. And of course, you know, kind of the standards right now that were brand new not too long ago, How to Get Away with Murder, you know, anything by Shonda Rhimes, man. She's just awesome.
All right,
so,
Shonda.
You know, I mean, any and all of the above, you know. I think that there's so many great projects that are going on now and so many great people that are working on those projects. I just, you know, I'm not picky. You know, as long as it's a good story, well told, and I'm working with a great cast.
All right, well, give us one that we can send out to.
Oh gosh, send it over to Shonda's people.
Shonda. All right, Shonda.
Yeah.
All right, here comes Kevin.
We'll see, right?
And with
from
that,
your mouth to God's ears.
Let's check out some footage from Kevin McCorkle.
This dossier outlines your new identity, your new place of residence, all the information you're going to need to make this transition.
Robert Tippett, that's my new name.
Yes, sir.
Sounds like a dog breed.
Our first stop is the Whitset facility in Colorado. We'll put the finishing touches on your new biography, fabricate your new ID, get you into counseling. So what do you think about Soldier now that you're back home?
Think about my mates.
You're not just thinking about them, right? You can't wait to get back. She's not entirely comfortable in the new story.
What does that mean?
Camera will see she's lying.
Should we reschedule the interview?
Sir, interview's locked. Syrians are screaming. State's all over me to get this off the news cycle. We need her out there now. She needs to sell this story.
So you don't troll in the no-fishing zone?
That's right.
Hey, explain this. It's black coral. It's a protected species.
You know, last year was a sea snail. This year it's coral. They keep on shrinking the areas we can shrimp.
Law's the law, sir.
Yeah, I still gotta make a living, though.
Yeah.
Kevin,
that was awesome.
fantastic.
Yeah. What can I say?
Very nice, dude. No, I remember specifically when I first met you. I remember meeting you and then knowing that you were on the island. You know, you played one of the hunt, like the gangsters that were hunting.
One of John Hansu's team. That was an amazing experience, man. Ended up with very little screen time. You know, because that's just the way it works.
Because you just took away from the stars.
Yeah, right.
So they, you know.
Well, I think, you know, when you got a movie over $100 million, you want to show those stars as much as possible.
Right.
You know, but I tell you, it was like a long lesson in that type of filmmaking.
Yeah.
Because we shot really the first pre-production day we were shooting, and I worked for 7.5 months. Location, studio, the whole 9 yards. And, you know, the great thing about this business is I've learned something from every job that I've had.
Yeah.
And that was like a master's degree in big budget filmmaking.
Yeah.
You know, and being able to be on that set and around those people, soaking up that energy. I mean, Michael Bay is just a force of nature. You know, it was just incredible, the command that he had over that film. And I mean, that's some high pressure stakes.
Right.
You know, when you have, you know, and he's gone on to do Transformers. You know, I mean, that was, I think, the first really big sort of sci-fi type of film.
Right.
He'd done, you know, Pearl Harbor and some other things, but this was this was kind of the lead into Transformers. And gosh, he's knocked it out of the park with those. I mean, that's what a great franchise that is, you know? So it's pretty amazing to be around that kind of energy and you know, watching dailies and that kind of thing with all these amazing people.
Right.
You got to pinch yourself.
Now,
You got to pinch yourself.
Now, you've been doing this for a long time, and I'm sure you've encompassed a lot of hurdles, you know, and like, I mean, what were some of the hurdles that you've had to deal with? How did you deal with them? And, you know, like, give us some insight into that.
Well, I tell you, I think the biggest hurdle that I had in the last several years is I was diagnosed with leukemia in 2013, and I didn't know if I was going to make it.
Right.
You know, I had a 20% chance because I had this crazy FLT3 gene mutation, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, being on your back for 137 days in the hospital, chemo, radiation, all that stuff, you got a lot of time to think about, you know, your life.
Right.
And life in general and your career specifically, you know? So, you know, I think those hurdles a lot of times give you a chance to regroup and really evaluate the decisions that you're making and what's going on. You know, I think that listen, if you start looking at the odds in this business, it'll just beat you up.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, there's 160,000 members of SAG-AFTRA.
Right.
You know, and of those, the majority of those are actors, right? And then there's hundreds of thousands of actors out there that haven't even gotten into the union yet.
Right.
Right? So you start looking at those odds, it can really be a wall that'll block you. What I try to do is look at the positive things that are going on in my life. You know, first of all, I'm alive. That's a bonus.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm living in Los Angeles. I have a career that I can look back on with happiness but not satisfaction, because I'm never going to be satisfied.
Yeah.
You always keep aiming for that next goal
Right.
that you want to
Right.
achieve. But I think, you know, actors make a mistake sometimes in looking at all the things that are holding them back or all the things that are keeping them from doing what they want to do, instead of looking at all the positive aspects of what's going on right now. I mean, just living in Los Angeles is a huge bonus,
Right.
right? There are probably 50, 75, 100,000 people living in Idaho right now that want to have an acting career, and they're in Idaho.
Yeah.
No diss to Idaho, you
Right.
know, but it's not the, you know, acting capital of the world.
Right.
So-
Absolutely. Well, are there some habits that you've felt have helped you kind of, or that you can say to other people out there that if you start doing this might help you kind of separate from that statistic?
I tell you, well, it's great that you used separate, right? Because I think the only way that anyone books a role in a film or forwards their career in any way is to separate themselves out in a positive way from everybody else,
Absolutely.
right? How do you book a commercial where 400 people are auditioning for it and you end up booking it? How do you book a television show or a movie that, you know, heavy hitters that have been around for a while are auditioning for it, and you somehow pull the rug out from under it?
Mm-hmm.
On that day, in that moment, you separated yourself out in a positive way from everybody else, and you became the person that they chose.
Right.
But I think you only do that by, you know, really having a strategic plan. And being bold enough to do what other people are not doing. I think there's a lot of actors out there now that are consumed with busy work, right? And it's not really, they're doing what everybody else is doing. You got to find out what works for you.
Right.
You got to find out what singles you out, and you got to have a plan. And I think the biggest thing that I would say to anybody, and I say it to myself constantly, is, you know, what's my blueprint for this year? What am I going to do every day, every week, every month, every 6 months? What am I going to be doing a year from now? Are we on September 3rd, 2016? Are we going to talk about all the great things that happened in all of our lives? Or are we going to go, wow, another year went by and I was waiting for that phone to ring?
Right.
You know, don't wait for the phone to ring.
Yeah.
Go out there and get it and take it on
Yeah.
in your own unique way, because everybody has a unique way of doing things. Everybody has unique talents. If I tried to put those tap shoes on and dance, it wouldn't work for me.
I don't know. I don't think it'd be entertaining.
I love it.
Yeah.
You know, bring on the coaching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
How do we stay in contact with you? Social media, website?
Yeah. Social media. I got the whole Facebook thing going, and I have my website, kevinmccorkle.com. What else? What else is there out there? I'm teaching at Adler Improv.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're interested in coming by and auditing a class, usually there's a fee for auditing, but if you mention that you saw this and you want to audit a class, it's a free audit.
Damn, there you go.
There we go.
So,
Fantastic. Guys,
Yeah.
free audit.
Free
Get
audit.
on it. Get on it. Why not? It's
Kevin's
an
got
opportunity.
tons of good stuff to share. So.
Well, thank you very much. And I think you guys have a ton of great stuff
Thank
and
you.
the great content that you're doing. And I'm so excited about, you know, what you guys have created. You know, LA
Thanks.
Reels is special, and I think it's going to keep growing and keep getting better and better. And I love, you know, your innovative ideas and the way you approach this. It's just amazing. And
Thanks.
what a great accomplishment you guys have had.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
with that, do you have a call to action for our audience watching?
A call to action. I have a couple. No less than your best. And you can only give your best. You know, my best and your best are different things. And really, if this is something that you want to do, here's the pearl. Acting isn't brain surgery, right? You hear that all the time. But if each one of us put the time and effort and energy that a brain surgeon puts into his or her practice into our acting career, think about how far your career would go.
Right.
So make acting brain surgery.
Yeah. Awesome.
Fantastic.
Well, Kevin McCorkle, thank you for being on the
All right,
Actors
thank
Penthouse.
you. Oh, thank
Pleasure.
you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Yeah, the Penthouse. This is great.
Yeah.
You guys got to come up and visit.
Yeah. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Take it easy.
Cool. Hey, what's up?
Yo, what's up?
Thank you for stopping by the Actors Penthouse. This is a show produced entirely by the team at LA Reels.
That's right. We produce top quality acting reels. We also edit existing footage. So if you have footage,
Yeah, why don't you stop on by, either stop on by the Penthouse or check out the website for
www.lareels.com.
And-
Just hit us up for a consultation. We'll chat about everything that you need, and we'll make some cool reels for you.
Yeah, we'll do that too. And also, don't forget to check out our flagship podcast, The Great Hollywood Adventure, or the GHA. It's on iTunes and Stitcher. We interview some amazing entertainment industry guests and professionals that give amazing insight and information about the entertainment industry that may help you on your path.
It will help you on your path
Yeah.
because it's really good. We
Yeah.
are so proud of this podcast.
Yeah, we are.
It's incredible. Honestly, this is the kind of stuff that if you're not taking advantage of it, like you can change that today and start taking advantage of it because it's really awesome. And you can just find it in iTunes or Stitcher by searching the GHA.
The GHA. So
Easy.
check that out. And also, this show is also a podcast on iTunes and Stitcher.
Yeah.
And it's also on LA Reels TV from YouTube. So subscribe now to both and be a part of everything that comes to you.
Right.
Cool. Thanks for stopping by. See you next
Bye-bye.
time. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Goodbye.